What up, y'all? Yeah, I got that. You got it right, dog. That's right.
Let's go. I like. Okay.
Hey,
Good start.
Hey, got me a week. I got that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Episode 6, y'all. What's up? We here, Coach King and my boy Garnett. We up in the building.
What's up, man? How y'all doing? Y'all good?
Yeah, we good, man. We good. Just grinding away. Tryouts done. We into the second week, and we about to get into some real stuff. We got a bunch of installs we got to put in and just get stuff onto. We know scrimmage. We were supposed to scrimmage this Thursday, but it got moved back, which is perfect. So we got another week.
Now, wait, you guys were going to was it Basher or Chandler? I can't remember who said you guys
we were going to scrimmage Hamilton.
Why did I think Basher or Chandler then? What the hell?
Yeah, we had Basher in the preseason, but
okay, maybe that's what it was. Maybe I looked at the schedule. Okay, yeah, okay.
So we everything's going good so far. We got a good squad, and just tonight. This is the week that they got to use their brains more than their bodies, which would be fun. So yeah, man, how things good with you?
Oh man, it was it's good. I actually I was in Salt Lake this weekend for a basketball trainers conference, and so that was that's always good. It's something that I try to go to at least once a year. Right. It's it's through the organization that I'm with, I'm Possible and stuff, just as far as like the training side of really trying to get kids to kind of just think kind of really outside the box and trying to be really super detailed and kind of just teaching and kind of really being thorough and trying to explain to them like how things should be, how their body, positioning and things like that should be. It's always a really good one because I always feel like that I come back with a lot more information. You know what I mean? Like it's this, we're on this whole thing where like we always want the kids to try to get better, right? Yeah. But if the coaches aren't trying to get better at the same time, then what example are you setting for the kids and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Right. So it's just like, so being able to go over there and then learn from your guys that are like your top trainers, like in like the nation and globally really now, because they're expanding so much. It's just being able to kind of get so much information and just, in like a short amount of time. It's only like a 2-day conference, but we're in the gym, 2 days, for at least 4 or 5, 6 hours a day, just talking basketball, going through workouts, just everybody's got questions. And it's really cool to have so many people there like-minded and being able to kind of just talk about the same stuff. And then you realize that it doesn't matter if you're in New York or if you're in Connecticut or if you're in Florida, meeting guys from all over the place and girls from like all over the place. The training is the same thing. And then we run into the same problems. It don't matter where you're at. Yep. You know what I mean? So that's that part is just always kind of cool because sometimes I can lose some focus sometimes being in like Walla Walla there, right? Just like we're not the biggest basketball community, right? I mean, like we're trying to get there, but we're not. That's not something that's just like the biggest. So the kind of problems and things that you run into, kids, parents of the like things, I feel like, man, I'm only going through this by myself. And then you're able to kind of,
you ain't.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. You're going through the same stuff, so it's just, and so that's always comforting, refreshing, and kind of like a way, just to make you keep continuing to kind of pursue what you're doing and just keep getting better at it. Cause obviously, if the problem, or not the problem, but if the issues are still going around everywhere, like, that you're not, right. Just like it's not just you, that's it's going everywhere. So just keep
ain't that crazy though, because like, and that's awesome that you got to do that, man. That's dope. Like who was there? Just give me some, if you had some like.
So Michael Lancaster is basically the head of I'm Possible, right? Like he started this, I want to say maybe like 10, 12 years ago, just as far as the training, like he started off by doing kind of like YouTube videos on like Kobe Bryant and like his footwork back in the day. And right. And then he ended up being able to actually work and do a camp for Kobe Bryant in like London or Europe at a time when he wasn't able to do it, and kind of just put him right there, like on the map there. Right. And so, he's there, like Bryce Stanhope. I don't know if that's a guy that but Bryce is a really good, like, guy when it comes to shooting and like the techniques of shooting, just just things that they're teaching to us now, that again, things that when me and you were growing up, like we didn't have any of this. Right. You know what I mean? Like at all. Right. Like I just, like my whole thing was I just went out there and I just dribbled around outside, and I saw what MJ was doing on the TV, and I would just go do that with no rhyme or reason on why. I was just would shoot it. If MJ could do it and he's the best, then if I could do it, then you know what I'm saying? Like that, like that was it right there. So so I mean, like him, like Zach Leach, Tanner Lynn, like, like some of these guys that are that are like really, really good trainers and stuff. And it's just,
Yep.
it's really good just to feed off of them for just kind of just like 2 days and just kind of sit down, and not just while we're in the classroom, but like afterwards, like going and sitting down and like having lunch, and then like just talking about some more stuff. And we actually like went to the we went to the Utah Jazz and Magic game like the day before that. So we're able to kind of sit there, and then I'm, like you're sitting with other guys that train, and like, just talking, like it's always just like a good thing there, man. Like, if you ever get a chance, man, I would encourage you to just, like try that, man, and let me know, because that'd be fun to link up at one of those things.
That's the thing. It's that the game is the same. I like, it's evolved, right? But the game is the same, right?
Right.
The thing about it is that now that, like you say, like you have access to so much information to make it better, and it don't really matter whether you in Walla Walla or you in Brooklyn or Jersey or Indiana. Like, it don't matter. You're trying to build kids' talent level, their skill development, right? And so, like, it's awesome, man. I some days I go on my phone and I'm looking at Instagram, and I'm just like scrolling, and I'm picking stuff. And it's just like, it's the beauty of the game and where we are in the world with technology, is that we can find all this information and make it compute to what we're teaching with our kids. You know what I mean? And it's that I think that part of it is so dope. Like, man, like I have stolen stuff from so many people, dog.
Oh man, there's so much stuff out there. And again, like that, like you said, that's the beauty of, that's one of the beauties of having the information right there at your fingertips.
Yes.
Like, if you need something, you can get on there and you can, and I mean, like baseline, out of bounds, sideline, I mean, just places. Yeah. I mean, they have everything, and it's just, and even me, and I don't even coach as much anymore, I still love looking at all that stuff because I still love the game. Right. So like when I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, man, like, I know a team that could use that. So like, I'll oftentimes send the head coach at like Wahai, like, hey, check this one out. Have you seen this one? Or like another coach is in like Tri-Cities, like, hey, check this now. Like, this could be a really good play. Just because I just love basketball just in like general.
Personnel, you can figure it out.
Oh man, exactly right. And then like, plus there too, like what I do, I love it because I'm not tied down to like any like one school, right? Like I don't have any affiliation to any school. My affiliation is to the kids. Yeah, because those are the ones that are in the gym with me. So it's like, listen, I don't care if you go to Kamayakin, if you're at Walla Walla, if you're at DeSales, if you're at Mac High, if you're at Kaibi, I don't care where you're at. Like, I am your fan because like we've built a bond together because we're in the gym working on that stuff there, right? So like, I'll go to games sometimes and I'll have kids from both teams that are like playing. I'm not cheering for the teams, I'm cheering for the kids. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if like one of the kids on Kamaya makes a move, well, then I'm going to cheer for him, just like I'm going to cheer that. Like, if like Dane Gardia does something for us on the Wahai team, like my affiliation has always been to them because those are the ones that are putting that time in. So, you know what I mean? So that part's really cool. And then just to be able to kind of have them in the gym together, and then there's always just like a camaraderie that comes with that there too. Game recognizes game. So you oftentimes know somebody else that's putting in that kind of work. They got a different feel to it. They got a different vibe when they're playing. And so like, you're always able to kind of see that on the court, man. And that stuff's gold right there, man. That's gold.
And the only drawback, and I guess I wouldn't even say it's a drawback, but the frustration that I've experienced in the last, I'd say, I want to say 5 to 8 years, is that because of the technology, because of social media, because of all these things that kids have access to, the one thing that I feel like a lot of players nowadays are lacking is just the understanding of the game. They don't watch enough basketball that they are understanding concepts of when to score, when to attack, even defensively, like where they're supposed to be, because they're so preoccupied, they're so distracted by all the stuff that they have, that they're not sitting down in front of a TV and watching the game. Like last night, and this is why we here. College basketball season kicked off last night, and boy, I'm like a kid. It's like Christmas to me.
Oh man, I love this time of the year. Any night, so there's always games on, right?
It's games on. Like, I came home from we had practice from 6:30 to 8:30. I got home about 8:45. I turned on the TV. I got to watch the end of the Michigan State game with James Madison. Watch them lose. It's a number 4 team in the country, loses at home in their season opener. Oh my God! Like, and there's stuff you can learn from that. Then I turned on to San Diego State and Cal State Fullerton, and then I'm watching USC and Kansas State, and I'm just like, dude, this is like heaven for me.
I mean, USC Kansas State early like that too. That is an NCAA second round game right there that we get a chance to watch.
And it's just right. And it's just like, and it's funny because like my son Omari, who's a junior this year, he's heading into those prime years of his high school career. Like, he was down there with me, and he was watching for a little bit. We watched the end of the Michigan State James Madison game, and I'm just like, we're both sitting there watching the late game execution and stuff like that. And I was like, cool, he's watching. And then I turned to a different game. He went upstairs. He's like, I'm out. It's like, bro, like, sit your ass down and watch this game.
It ain't over. It ain't over.
Like, I mean, it's just like, there's so much stuff that they can learn. And so that there lies where my frustration is a little bit, which, you know, I'm constantly telling our kids, like, this is the time of year, watch as much basketball you can. I don't really care about you watching the pros because you ain't there yet. And but watch as much college basketball as you can, because you will learn, like you will learn through just like osmosis, just watching, like, and you'll go to practice the next day and you'll be like, oh, I saw this and now I know how to guard this, or I know when I'm supposed to attack here or there. You know what I mean? So
more than like what that does there too is that, like, if you're watching it, then you come back and then maybe you have a question to the coach or whatever at practice. Hey, you know what? I noticed that this is how they defended the back cut. What are your thoughts? Like, you know what I mean? And it could just be just something just so simple, but it like creates a dialogue right there too, right? And this is like, that's the part there too, where like with like the team and in your journey or whatever. And like this stuff that we've always talked about, and like we'll keep talking about it, is that the relationship part is so important, but the communication enhances the relationship, right? So it's like if you're watching film and you're out there trying to learn from it, and you figure, or like you see something that you might not fully understand, which is fine. That's when you want to talk about it, and you know, and like try to get with your coach or get with somebody else and just kind of have those little dialogues or whatever, just to kind of be on the same page. But then, like, if nothing else there too, just from a coaching standpoint there too, what that does is that now you got the coaches thinking like, damn, you know what, like, he's starting to pick some things up. Like, you know what I mean? It just makes you feel like that player's a little bit more engaged. You got a little bit more trust in that kid. You know what I'm saying? Just because of, you know, just of how you can tell that they're not just in it just at practice, because as soon as practice over, they're obviously at home trying to like keep continuing to learn and do things like that. So that's, you know, that's super important.
And it's funny, we was driving home last night and I thought about something you had said a couple of episodes back. You know, a lot of kids this time of year, they get connected with the high school teams. They're going through tryouts, they're going through practices. And those first couple of weeks, man, you got to be mentally focused, because it can get redundant. Like, and us as coaches, we know that, right? So I was even telling Omari last night, it's like, yo, you got to work on your bag, bro. You got to work on like attacking in certain situations. You can't just always take what you can get. Like, you know, he's coming off a ball screen, he's just getting downhill, right? And it's just like, yo. And I thought about what you said is like skill development, right? Like, you're going to face teams where you're not going to be able to come off that ball screen and just get downhill.
Every time, right.
So test yourself. Like, get down, come off that ball screen, and then, you know, punch, dribble, drag, work on a different move.
Right.
Just so you're going through those reps,
exactly right.
You know what I mean? And so he was like, yeah, you're right. Like, because, you know, like last night, he had a great practice and he was killing it, getting off the ball screen, doing all these things, getting downhill. And I'm just like, yo, it's becoming a little bit too easy, you know?
Right. And challenge yourself.
Challenge yourself, you know? And so, but I thought about you and I was like, yeah, I got to talk to Garnett about that and make sure, you know, we get all young players, Because even in practice, you get certain matchups, and it's no disrespect to who you're guarding. It's just like,
but you know you got
that person for so long, you know how to attack them. You know what I mean? So do something different. You know what I mean? So, man,
But kind of, no, hold on real quick, just kind of just like going on what you said there too about the, about having so much information is that sometimes that can really be overwhelming there, right?
True.
So it's like, because of like, how you were talking about going and watch film and go and do this. Really though, too, sometimes I wonder if the kids even know how to watch the film. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, not just like watching the game just to watch it, but like, are you like, can you like pick up on the motions that they're going through? Can you see what what are they doing on like the weak side? Just
the ball. Yes.
Just picking something up or whatever, instead of just kind of just watching the game. Like now, like when I watch it, it's every time I'm trying to watch, I'm trying to figure it out as they're doing it in real time, which is tough because I'm not a coach and I'm not the player anymore. So like, you really have to try to like see the court in a hole real fast. And then, okay, like what are they doing when they come off the on-ball screen? What's the backside doing? Where's the cut coming from? But then on the other side there too, it's like, how are they guarding it? Like, just like new things on that there too, like high tagging the roller or low tagging the roller to allow something on the opposite side to be open, knowing that the trust has to be there on the skip pass, just things where it's just, if you start to watch it that way, instead of just watching the game. Because again, the reason why that the kids just watch it like that, it's now like we just talked about how great it was with social media and how much information that you can get there too. On the other side of that there too, all the kids want to do is just watch the highlights. They just want to watch put it in the basket. So it's like, as beautiful as it is, it oftentimes can be burdensome there too. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's just because now you got kids that aren't trying to understand so much. They're just like, oh man, do you see that one play that he did? It's like, yeah, I know, but
you watch him drop this fool. You watch him dunk on this.
Right. But there's like 40 minutes
watch everything
in the game.
Before that. Yeah.
Right. There's 40 minutes in the game, and you're talking about 10 seconds that happened. Like, what do you do the whole 39 minutes there too? What was his stat line? How many rebounds did he have? Like, was he guarding? Yes, right. What was he guarding somebody on the other team that can actually go, or were they trying to hide him? You know what I'm saying? Like, just those kind of things as well there too. Like getting them to understand and kind of watch that thing in the whole is, that's important. So I don't know. So kids, if you guys are listening, learn how to watch film. Learn it. Like, don't just turn it on and just watch the one guy that you like. Watch the entire thing. Look at the setups for out of bounds or whatever. Be like, okay, what's this setup? Okay, it's a box play. Okay, what are options out of box setups or whatever that you see? And then you don't have to write stuff down. Just think about it in your head when they're going on. Defensively, how do you want to guard that? Where should you be? Like, you know what I mean? Just that's how you learn. Again, like you're talking about through osmosis and just learning. That's how you teach yourself, is that you try to figure out those little things and kind of just like what they're trying to do. And then pay attention to the guys. Like, if you get good guys that are commentating on it, especially good basketball guys, you can learn some stuff as well too. Because
what they're saying,
because during those instant replays and like those timeouts, they'll say things. You're like, oh, I like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so be present in those moments and like don't just turn it on to wait for the commercial so you can get up and leave, Amari. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Like, watch the whole film, bro. Like just watch the film, bro. So
I'm glad the college basketball season is here because I'm gonna say this and I'm about to rant. I'm about to go off, but like I'm sick of college football, bro. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Like, listen, hear me out. Hear me out, bro. Hear me out. Like, my Buckeyes are undefeated. Like, and they're good. And so the beauty of college basketball season being here is that like I can fine tune, I could narrow my focus on my Buckeyes, right? Like, so I can get pissed off if they lose, like, or if they're not playing well, but it's just one team. But I like this past weekend, dog. I'm home. I come home from my son's game, and I turn on college football, and I just want to relax and watch some good football. And then I sit here and I watch some of these stupid ass coaches, bro. And here's my thing. This is the beauty of college basketball. It makes me less judgmental because, like, I know we all coaches. We teach kids and we know how hard it is, right? So I don't want to be judging all these college football coaches. I know they got a job and I know they're trying the best they can, but I'm sick of the dumb shit, bro. I'm sick of it. Like, here's the thing. I came home. I put on Kansas State, Texas. And I'm like, I don't even like neither one of these teams. I don't care. I just want to watch a good game.
Right.
So the K-State Texas game goes into overtime, and Texas is struggling. Like you could tell they got their backup quarterback in. They ain't moving the ball.
Right.
K-State, they end up tying it up so they can force overtime. They go in overtime. Texas scores a field goal. They stop them. They don't get a touchdown. They score a field goal, right? So K-State is like, ooh, all right, we get our chance. They go down. They get inside the 10. The drive stumbles, right? What does the K-State coach do? Why are you going to try to go for it on 4th and 3?
Why not just kick it?
It's a field goal. You've been kicking Texas ass for the last quarter, bro. They got a backup quarterback that's not moving the ball, and you decide at that moment, you're like, nah, we're going to go for the win. You dumbass. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I walked out of the house. I was cursing. I went to go get the mail. I walked across the street.
He said I would. You know it's something when you got to go get the mail.
Bro, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing it. It's happened so many times this year where these coaches on 3rd and 4th down make the dumbest play calls, and I get upset. Upset. No, and my wife is like, why are you upset? I don't know why I'm so upset. I'm just tired of this dumb shit. And so now, college basketball season here, and it's like, oh, greatness. Because now, like, we basketball people. So I watch games, and I'm just learning. I'm just, like, soaking it all in. I don't got to deal with you idiots on the damn football field. I can yell at Ohio State like they got some big games coming up. If they lose, I'm going to be pissed off. But you know what? It's one team. I don't give a crap about nobody else. I'm sick of all the drama, man. You got Michigan out here chilling, cheating, stealing signs and
stealing
stuff.
Signs like the Astros. They out there doing it.
What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? And it's just making me mad, and it makes me want to drink more. Like, I'm done. I'm done.
Just make sure it's not an old fashioned. Like that's all.
You ain't catching me again. Nah, bro. Nah, that ain't happening. Bro. So that's it. I'm like the rest of the college football season I could watch with a one team focus, and the rest of it, like if it's good for us to talk about, then I'm gonna talk about it. But like I'm just done with them. I'm done with them, bro. So. Yeah, that's my rant, man. That's my rant.
So did you? I remember that we were texting about it like a little bit. I mean, so what were your thoughts? Not to try to get you stealing your emotions or whatever. Like what the USC Washington game? What'd you think about that? For now. No, I'm just saying. Hear me for a second. We already know what Lincoln Riley about, right? No defense. We already know that. And obviously, because as soon as the game was over, what'd he do?
He fired the defensive coordinator.
He should have fired himself because he's the one that fired the defense. Right? No. But what? But I mean. Prior to, I think it was UW at the end kicked one of the field goals, and then they put themselves up 3. There had to be at least a turnover or something, or just a force of downs, and then they got it back and scored.
Yeah.
Prior to that duel between the quarterbacks, so that was like, okay.
It was great.
It was just slanging that thing. Like, that was just going back and forth. That part was fun. That was fun.
There was a point in the day where you had USC and Washington going on. It was Alabama LSU with Jalen Daniels.
Because it was tied forever, and then all of a sudden, and then Bama just blew the doors open.
Yeah. You had Jalen Daniels from LSU, and you had Milroe from Alabama, and they were battling, right? And they were going back and forth. Beautiful. Like, and then the same thing happened with USC and Washington, where you had Penix and Williams, just like you said, just slinging that thing around.
It didn't matter who the defense was. Like, they were just, they were so
done.
fun.
And like, did you see? I don't know if you saw the play. Like, bro, USC ran the
flea flicker,
bro.
Hey, that was nasty. That was nasty. Oh my! I was like, "What's he doing?" And then he takes it back. I'm like, "Oh, this was a setup the whole time." Hey, and he was so wide open.
He was so wide open. Hey, that's all I did. But it makes you think. It's like Lincoln Riley. You're that good offensively, but your defense is absolute dog shit.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Right. I feel bad for. I mean, you almost have to feel bad for Caleb Williams in those situations because it's like, what else does he got to do?
I don't know.
I mean, what else do you got to do? Because all you need is just a team. Like the way that game was going, you could tell that it was just going to come down to whoever got one stop on one series was going to win the game because the offense was scoring.
Right.
And that's what it was. And
so,
man, that was,
it's just like, bro, it's so maddening. Like if USC's defense and I have this little part of me because I'm a SoCal kid. Like I grew up watching USC and I love them. Like that's my other team. Like I'm not gonna claim them because I've never fully got on board. But like I've always enjoyed watching USC. But it's like, bro, if their defense was halfway competent, like they wouldn't lose.
Right.
But this dude, Alex Grinch or whatever his name is, like he came from Oklahoma. It's like, why would you bring him with you?
That's what I'm saying.
Him there. Like,
he wasn't stopping nobody there, and then you was like, oh, hey, you know what? I got this idea. Why don't you come with me to the West Coast and do the same thing? And
bro, that's what I'm talking about, bro. This is why I get mad. And so it's like I'm just sick of it, dog. I'm done. And but the flip side and the beauty of it is if we show up on day one of college basketball season, number 4 Michigan State at home playing James Madison, and they lose. And James Madison, like I'm not going to say
wait. I didn't see any games last night because I was doing training. Wait, Michigan State lost?
They lost in overtime to James Madison at home.
Dang.
And here's the thing.
Izzo, this is one of Izzo's best squads, though. Like he's talked about that. He said
this to be really good.
This is like supposed to like even back to like the Mateen Cleaves, like back in those days. Like this is supposed to be one of his squads. Wow.
They guard the point guard Tyree Walker. So he did everything he could. Like I think he had 30. I want to say he had 33.
Wow.
Maybe in 38.
Wow.
But don't if I got the number wrong.
Right. Whatever. Yeah.
But,
don't quote me.
But here's the thing. James Madison played their ass off, and they were good last year, so it wasn't no fluke. Like, and again, we know because we played at the lower mid-major level. Mm-hmm. Like those teams get older. Like those teams got guys
together though. They get older together. Right.
And they played like it. Michigan State they relied on one dude. They shot 1 for 20 from 3, bro.
Who did?
Michigan State. 1 for 20. You ain't gonna win. It's like watching Purdue last year in the damn tournament when they couldn't make a shot.
Hey, man, that was a whole. Yeah.
Like it was crazy, and so it was cool to watch that. Like, and you were talking just earlier about coming off the ball screen and making the right read. Their point guard from James Madison, and I wish I knew his name. I should have wrote it down last night, but dude was coming off ball screens and just dropping dimes, and not every shot they made, but he's
making the right read though.
Pass, yes, every time, and it was like he was coming off and he was throwing hook pass across the court and hitting the dude on the weak side, and it was right in the shooter's pocket. Like
right. You can't ask for a better pass than that.
No, and he was getting downhill. It was like there was no when overtime started, I'm like, okay, Michigan State got a chance, but then I'm watching him get downhill, and he was getting anywhere on the floor he wants. I'm like, this game is over.
What's his size? Because I hadn't even said what's his size.
He's about 6 foot, 6'1". Like,
that's it?
Just quick. Man. And they couldn't keep him in front, and he made every right play. And then at the end of overtime, up 1, they had a chance. You always think the big school's gonna get that stop,
right?
But no, he got downhill, made the right read, kicked it out. Dude who hadn't made a shot,
knocked it down.
I don't think he made a 3 all game. In the right spot, right where he's supposed to. Teammates give you confidence. Boom, 3. And I said it. Me and Amari were sitting there watching. I was like, dagger. And he made it up 4. They ended up winning by 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, man.
Even more than that, too, kind of like what you were saying about like the mid-majors and stuff and about how those teams grow together. Yes. You don't make that pass at the end of the overtime to a guy that ain't hit the shot if there's not trust there that you've done that before. No, I'm just saying, like when I'm just thinking of that right there. Like I didn't see the game, but you can see the play.
Right.
I can see the play. Like I can see him coming off, hook it, he's ready, and it's just like, you know what? Like
easy
up,
money.
like let's go.
Yeah.
Just again the trust, but not just the trust from the point guard, but then also the trust from the team there too. Because everybody, like again, in like plays and moments like that, the shooter doesn't get open unless everybody else does their job well there too.
Right.
Like the guy that sets the on-ball screen, if you don't dive hard, you don't bring that weak side guard to think that maybe he's got to come in and help out or tag just for a second.
Yep.
Just to give you that window to throw this. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody has like a job to do, even though he's going to get the credit for knocking the shot down.
Right.
The beauty about the basketball is that if everybody does their job correctly, well, then the end result's going to be the wide open shot. Well, shit, you're supposed to hit that one.
Right.
But, you know, but if everybody else is doing what they're supposed to do and like move when they're supposed to move and dive, like, man, I'm gonna have to go back and try to find that one on YouTube and watch the highlights or something. That's gonna be a fun one.
And then on the flip side though, on the flip side is like the defensively, they did everything they were supposed to do too. They had Michigan State in fits because they knew only one dude was getting buckets, right? And so they were making all the other dudes try to make plays that they hadn't been able to make through the first 40 minutes, 42 minutes, and they couldn't do it. Like they were funneling people to the baseline. They had a couple key blocks and made them shoot some terrible shots at the end of shot clock. It was like, bro, this is what we expected. You know what I mean? In those situations because they're old and they're trust and they're together, and it was just like it's beautiful.
Seasoned teams. Now then, was James Madison, were they a tourney team last year?
You know what? I want to say no, but I know that because they're in the Sun Belt, and I know they won 20 plus. I think they won 22 games last year. So I don't think they made it to the tournament, but I could be wrong.
This is definitely a hell of a statement game to make at the very beginning of the season. At East Lansing there too. Wow, that's
it was dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there was some good games, man. And then like, you know, watching San Diego State, and there was even Windler sent me a message. He sent us a message to our group chat with the boys. And you just watch some of these teams and how hard they play.
Man, that's just
hard. And I'm watching San Diego State last night, and San Diego State went up at the half. I think they were only up like 2, right? And Dutcher, who is one of my favorite coaches, and I'm gonna ask you about that here soon. But I've taken my teams to San Diego State for team camps, and he's just a good dude. Like, he's just a good dude, and his dudes play hard. And so they come out the second half, and they got the message. I don't know what he said at halftime. They got the message.
right.
They turned the heat up, and they made things so uncomfortable for Fullerton. Like, boy, like they were on the floor. They were in gaps. They were getting their hands on the ball. And it was just like, this is like some of these kids are aspiring to play at that level. Like you gotta watch this. Like
you have
think
to.
You're playing hard, but you're not playing hard. You really not. Like these dudes are playing hard. You know,
selling out for each other, like doing just like the nitty gritty, doing that stuff that like, again, it's just like those things like the dive on the ground, even if you don't even get the ball, but you just diving on the ground and like you knock the thing out of bounds. It like, that's not a stat that you track, but it's a moment in the game that sets a tone for the rest of the guys. And just for the game there too, is like, hey, are y'all willing to do this for the rest of this half?
Yep.
And then the other team's like, oh shit, I don't know, like, you know, just because really, like, it's just like a test, like how far do you want to go for this game?
How far will you go?
Because this is where I'm gonna go for my guys right here. Like, if that means I got to jump in the stands and go and try to save the ball, then I'm gonna go and jump in the stands and then I'm gonna save it. Then I'm gonna take the charge, even though I don't want, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, are you willing to sacrifice your body really? Because that's what you're doing,
right?
Send a message for the team, like, hey guys, like, let's go, like, let's do this. Like, we got the message loud and clear, so let's get out there and go play. Like, that's awesome. Nah, but he's been a good coach for years though. I mean, the San Diego State's always just been. He's solid. Man, that team is so good. They're just so hard how they play. They play so damn hard. So that's shit fun.
So I got a question. Who I know you like me. You watch games. You like take it all in. And we've been watching games for over 30 years, right? Like for me, I'm a Carolina guy. Like I've always been a Carolina guy, and partly because like my first memory of basketball is watching Carolina. Like, and so I've been a Carolina guy since I think I was like 5 years old. Like you can't tell me anything about like that's my squad. That's the program I follow. And I just think that, you know, there's certain programs that make an impression on us as coaches and trainers and stuff. And you know, it's a little different now because people move around and stuff like that. But I just wanted to ask, like, who are some of your favorite college coaches or favorite programs to watch?
Shaka to start.
Yeah, that's an underrated.
What he did back in the day, man. I mean, like that whole VCU thing was just,
havoc, baby.
It kind of came out of nowhere. And then, but it was like, you know, I actually got a chance to watch them play I think it was prior to that season. It was the A10 tournament. I think is like what, and they ended up winning, or I can't remember what it was. Yep. They had a moment when you were watching them play, and I was just like how hard. And it wasn't just how hard; it was how animated the coach was. But it was in such a positive way, like
enthusiastic.
I've seen coaches be animated, but it's not positive.
Right.
Like they're in the guys, they're, it's in their face, it's yelling and screaming, it's all that stuff. And like he's out there, to me, he was out there trying to play the game with the guys from the sideline because he couldn't get in there. So he's up and down the sidelines and he's moving and he's sliding his feet with them and he's getting excited for the guys. And it was just like there was just such a, I don't know, you hadn't seen that so many times before. And there was just such a beauty that just came with that. And it just kind of just felt so good. And then you just watch them when they played, and then they just played so damn hard, right? I mean, it was, just like you said, just how San Diego State turned up in that second half, like they played hard from the jump. I mean, and like they were outmatched. Like in that game against Florida State in 2011, like they should have lost that game. Florida State was so much better than them. They were so damn long. Like Hamilton had the boys playing, but VCU just never gave up. And they they made enough plays at the end to put themselves in. And then it wasn't until they got to what was it the Elite Eight game when they played Kansas and they smacked Kansas. Like they jumped on them so hard. Self had no answer. Like he was like, guys, y'all gonna have to play hard. Like, that's one of those ones where it's like, guys, they're playing harder than us right now.
Right.
Which as a coach, that's got to be the one thing. That's got to be the one thing that drives any coach crazy, because it's like, if it's an X and O thing, right? If it's a scheme thing, if it's something like that, you can always try to figure something out. You can figure it out. Hey, you know what? Like, let's bring our bigs in. Let's try to slow them down. Let's go zone. We'll go and do this. Like, or let's get the bigs out. We obviously got to make this a running game. Like, we got to go 5 out. We got to bring another guard. We need another shooter. We need another like creator. Like, you can do that, right?
Yep.
This one, they just played harder. And it was like, and they just kept playing hard, and they just kept driving and kicking. Guys were knocking shots down. Then it's like, make or miss, they're right up in your shit again. They're right. And you're just like, damn, like, I don't even have no time to even breathe about like what just went on. And, and now we got to play, but he had them play so hard. And so now he's over at Marquette, and their team at Marquette, I think they're going to be pretty good this year. Like, I don't, I think they might win the Big East again. How they're going to win and do it and like fair. But there's just something about how he's able to connect with his kids and how he's able to get all of them to play like that it's, teams like that are just, those ones are scary, right? So Shaka Smart, I mean, Sampson over at Houston, I mean, he just like, you talk about teams that play hard. Damn, defensively, those, they don't. That's
a straight bar fight right there, bro.
No, man, they don't like press like VCU does, and I shouldn't say VCU, like Shaka Smart and like his teams in the past with the Havoc and stuff, but they guard so hard, and they're just trying to be disruptive the whole entire time. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's weak side or back, or just ball side. Everybody is just disruptive, and it's like once they get it, they're out, they run, they spread. So those two ones are always fun to watch. Houston's always been fun for a little bit, especially like, I don't know if you got a chance to watch last year, but this was February last year. I remember because me and my sister and Hayes, shout out to Hayes. I know he's out there listening. We were in Portland watching, and it was Memphis and Houston. And them, because it had to be because they're in the same conference. So I think it was the conference. It was the conference. Yeah, I think it was the conference fight, man. And those two teams, you talk about a bar fight. Right. I mean, it was just punches was just going just back and forth, and they were just, those two teams were playing. So, Kelvin Sampson, and then the other one, the guy that ended up taking over for Beard at Texas. I can't remember his name. Is it Terry? I want to say his last name is Terry.
Rodney
but I'm not
Terry.
Sure.
Rodney
yes.
Terry.
Hey, he just and just I don't know, just his like demeanor. He's not as animated as Shaka is, but like again, you can always tell like these guys and like their kids and like how hard that they're playing for him, like what kind of relationship. He took over a team last year that, Beard got done early in the season. And that was like, it's supposed to be a Final Four team, one of Beard's best teams since over at Texas Tech. And then he's gone. And then they bring him in as like an interim coach, and what he did with that team last year. And just Texas always just gets those dudes that are just ridiculously long, and they can move at the same time, and those ones are scary. So, I don't know if it's programmed so much for me as it's coaches, because again, like you said, the coaches move around, right? So So when the coaches move around, it takes a couple of years for the culture to set. You're not just going to come in there and just take over like that first year and just automatically you're going to be the same team as you were, prior to. I mean, like, where like, because even Shaka had that stop at Texas. And things didn't work out like that in Texas. But now he's over at Marquette. And then, so it's not like he's a bad coach. He just needed the culture to kind of set in and like get the buy-in from the guys. But those three right there are good. Like you love Izzo, you love Bill Self and those guys. But those three right there for me, those coaches are those are the ones I really like to sit down and watch them play. What are they doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing? How are they coaching? Like, how can I be better watching them? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. What about you? I mean, obviously, besides Carolina.
Yeah, I've always, and I'm not I kind of despise KU. They annoy me because they're kind of like Ohio State. Look, and I'm an Ohio State fan for football, right? So like I know how arrogant we can be, like the fan base, right? KU fans are kind of the same. Like they kind of think they should go stink, right? But I'm like, I'm not really down with it. But Self is about as good as a schematic coach. Like, you watch some of the sets he runs after timeouts.
Man.
The dude is legit, right? So I pick up on stuff from him. I'm going to give a shout out to a lower major coach, and I guess he's a mid-major, but Randy Bennett out at St. Mary's. Like,
Bennett, you kidding me?
Bennett is solid,
is no joke. He no joke, man.
He coaches his kids up, and like they just always play hard, and they stick to their system. And you have to be like, they got to the point where they're in the conversation now. Like, is it going to be St. Mary's or is it going to be
Gonzaga? Right.
But there's no fear there. There's no fear there. Like they know who they are and they know who Gonzaga is, and they're not going to back down. They just they go on and they do their work.
Right.
So I love how he coaches. My newest favorite coach is Jerome Tang at KSU at Kansas State.
Hey, he was so fun last year to watch.
Dude, bro,
hey, he was so fun to watch.
He's solid, man. And it's funny because like we grew up in a time where coaches, would challenge us. I had coaches that challenged me and got in my face, and like to their credit, like for the most part, we're not going to get into we're not going to get into certain things right now, but 90% of the coaches who challenged me in my life were good for me, right? There's a way you can do that and be successful. We're not going to we're not going to talk about that right now. We're not going there. But I saw a clip of him the other day, and somebody asked him in a I think it may have been Big 12 Media Day. He was talking about how he gets after his kids, and they asked him about cursing at kids and stuff like that, and he was like, "Yo, like I get after my kids, but," he goes, I don't see the value of that. Like I don't see the value of berating them, and it was just a new way of thinking. Now, more power to you, Coach Tang, but like I'm lighting my kids up. Like, yo, my son, if he don't do the right thing, I lose my mind. Now that's just me. Now, personally, I'm not going to sit here and say, cussing at a kid here and there is the right thing to do, because we know in society, like that's not always the best way, but that's who I am. And so I'm going to stay true to who I am, right? You know what I mean? And so, and for me, fortunately, I think my kids understand when it gets to that point and I light you up, like it's something that you did and I'm trying to get your attention, and then we're going to move on. So there's a trust factor. There's a way to do that, right? Absolutely. But I love his approach in how he said, I don't think it's beneficiary. And so like even now I'm trying to think, like, how can I as a coach, as a dad, like, how can I communicate better without going to those links? Now, have I mastered it? No, hell no. Like, I'm like, but I just think he's really solid. His kids play hard for him, and I think it took him a long time. He was at Baylor as an assistant for Drew for a long time. It took him a long time to get that head coaching job, but I think he's done a tremendous job at K-State. They lost last night. They got smacked by USC, and USC is really good, but first game of the year, like by the end of the year, I bet K-State gonna be right in the thick of it.
Oh no, they're gonna be right in the thick of it. This is way too early to even judge or even try to find out like who's doing what. Did Bronny play?
No,
I think
they said he's doing well, and I saw a statement somewhere that he's expecting to play here soon. Like he's just got to get cleared by some not only the USC doctors but some independent.
Yeah.
But he said it sounds like he's trying to get back here in the next couple of weeks. Which,
right. Shout out to
more
him.
power to him.
Stay safe, man. Stay safe there too. Like
that's a scary thing.
As much as I think that everybody would like to see him play, like I would, and it's not even anything. Just the hype or whatever it is. Like at the end of the day, it's just like be healthy and be safe, and you know what I'm saying. Like it's just as much as we're trying to make basketball this whole thing. I mean, for kids, I mean it just. It's a little bit of our life there, right? Like some of us are fortunate enough to be able to continue to coach and do things like that afterwards. After that, some of us like we're done. We're not doing it no more. So it's like enjoy it, but it's it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like if things don't
first, man.
That way. Now, obviously, I'm saying that, but I obviously would love to see him. You know what I mean? I'd love to see him play just because Pullman is like 2 hours away. And so we like to go watch, like Pac-12. So I'd love to just watch him just go play in person just because, that's just selfish to me though too. But at the same time, if you're not ready, then it's okay. Ain't nobody gonna be mad and pissed off if you're not ready there, dude. So
absolutely.
So, hey, so like you had a rant, I got to just get one out there real quick. So now this one's gonna be a little bit different. And anybody right there too, if you're listening right on Spotify and you want to see this picture, text me with the phrase, "What did Isla do?" And I'm gonna send you a picture and I'm gonna show you what happened.
That ain't good. That ain't never gonna start a story.
No, hold on now. Yeah, because some watch it on YouTube and some listen. So the ones that want to know, just text me, be like, "Hey, what did she do?" Because then I'm gonna send you the picture. The ones that are gonna be able to watch, I'm gonna show you. So love my kids. Love all my kids. Love my kids. I do. My kids are dope. I think my kids are dope. Love them. Isla's in this very artistic phase right now, right? Where she's just drawing all the time and stuff there, right? Like she's drawing. I gotta tell you another story about the Tooth Fairy, but that one's gonna be later. Like that'll be later towards Christmas time or something. But so I was gone and she decided she was going to, draw some pictures or whatever of the family. It's stick figure stuff, but she's starting to get a little bit more
creative.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, creative. Yeah, why not? Yeah, creative. Yeah, creative detail, whatever it is that you want to say or whatever, right? So I come home and she's like, hey, I drew this picture. Now, before you start laughing your ass off, because I know you're going to once you see it or whatever, just know it's funny, but I wasn't impressed. I felt like there was some shots that were taken at me. I just feel like that, right? I feel like there was some shots, and I just got to get out there. I got to get out there and say,
okay, I see where this is going.
I feel like there was some shots, and so I'm gonna show this to you there, right? So I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna show everybody that's watching. Again, I love my daughter. I would never do anything to her.
Hey, I'm gonna just say this right now. I ain't even seen the picture. Everybody listening on Spotify, I have not seen the picture. He has not shown it yet. But I'm telling you right now, you are gonna want to look at you're gonna want to go to YouTube and see this picture. I know this about to be.
Listen, hold up. So I don't even know. Like that don't even look like me. But it's just like
this show the picture, dog.
Oh, here the picture. Do you see what the hell is that? What is that right there? I'm trying to find that. Like, I'm trying to be nice about it. Dog, look at the mustache, dog. She done drew one little squiggly line and the hair. She got me with 4 whiskers, my guy. 4. I'm pissed about it. And then I guess this is supposed to be my butt. I don't know what.
What the hell, bro?
That's what I'm like, boy. I'm like, what is that?
Turn it.
What is that?
Turn it. Rotate it one more time.
Twerk it. You want to make it.
Rotate that picture one time. I want to see it the other way. Turn it the other way.
This way?
No, the other way. You got it upside down now.
Oh, is it upside down? Can you see it?
Turn it. Now you went too far. There. Bro, go horizontal.
Go this way.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
I'm like, for real? Like, that's it?
What?
Like, I just...
What?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what? Like...
Y'all got to see this picture, y'all.
I'm like, hey, I come home and I'm like,
don't put it down. Show the picture again. We ain't done with this damn picture. Look at you.
like, what is that? Like, I'm like, Isla, like,
hey, what's the two streaks though? What she got going on there, bro?
I'm telling you, she got the, I got the, this the hair, I guess, and then
yeah, but what's the two streaks coming out your ass, bro?
Nah, this is supposed to be my legs. I'm supposed to be bent over, I guess. I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to be dancing or doing. I don't know what that is. I'm still trying to find out. Trust me. When she come home from school, she got some splaining to do today. That's all I'm saying. She got some splaining to do today. That's it.
I'm dead, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just no. So that's
like a straight alien. Something out of MIB.
Yeah. No. So me and her gonna have a talk. We gonna be like, listen.
Oh my god.
I don't have no problem with you drawing stuff or whatever. But then it's like when you be like, "Oh, Dad, this is you." That's
not. Well, that's how she sees you, bro. So you better appreciate. Oh my god. Oh my god. I got tears, bro.
Yeah, no. So that's so that's what I come home to. So yeah,
that's good stuff, man.
Day in the life. Stuff. Yeah. So yeah, So
well, I know we had mentioned last week that we were going to have our first guest episode. We had some things happen. I couldn't make it yesterday. I had some work stuff going on, so we did adjust so we can get y'all a podcast here today. So we're gonna do that next week. And we only got one more thing we're gonna work on today that we want to talk about. We're gonna try to keep this short. So given the fact that this is college basketball season and we just want to have some fun, y'all. And so y'all can keep a tally at home. Mm-hmm. And so I have gone upon myself to pick out 5 games from this coming weekend of the college basketball season, right? And we're gonna pick these games and we're gonna take a tally. And we're going to do this all season. So every week we're going to have 5 games that we pick. And, for you people who bet out there, because we know that there's some of you out there, like, don't take our picks. Don't be coming at me.
Yeah, don't come at me,
bro. Don't come at me, bro. Don't do it. Listen, I had my time on FanDuel. That shit is gone. I don't even play that one, man. I'm sick of it. Like, I don't do that. But just so you know, we're just trying to have some fun. And we're going to see who at the end of the season, who's had the best record. All right. So here we go. Here we go. First game. And I don't know if this is the first ranked game between 2 top 25 ranked opponents, but it could be. So we're going Friday night, Arizona going to Cameron Indoor to play Duke.
Ooh, no way.
What you thinking there, boy? Yeah, Arizona's got Caleb Love, who transferred in from Carolina.
That's right.
Duke is loaded. They got Filipowski back. They got Jeremy Roach. They got Proctor. They are loaded. In the AP poll, they're number 2.
Right.
Arizona is number 12. So you got a 2 versus 12 matchup here. What you think?
You got the Cameron Crazies in there too, which always makes it tough, especially with an environment like that when it's 2 top-ranked teams. And U of A's got some pros on there, plus Caleb coming back in a different uni. You don't think they're gonna try to be on his head?
Right.
I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna go Arizona.
All right.
I'm gonna go Arizona. Just cause that's going to be an early one. Now, does Duke play anybody else prior to?
They played Dartmouth last night.
That don't count. It just that's
Arizona.
Who they played?
Like Morgan State last night.
Those ones. Yeah, those are just tune-ups.
Yeah. So this is the first real game of the year. So we'll see. All right. So
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go Arizona by 6.
Oh, you gonna get crazy. You gonna give us a score. So you going Arizona plus 6. Hey, I said that we weren't going point spreads, but we going, all right.
He put it down.
Put it down. There it is. Second game. Tennessee at Wisconsin. Ooh. I don't know nothing about neither one of these teams, but I know they both solid. Wisconsin put up over 100 points last night in their first game.
Who they play?
I don't know. It was,
right.
You know, it's a
I
bye
know the one thing I do know is that I've seen Tennessee play the last couple of years. I know that their point guard that they had last year didn't play because they blew his knee out, and now he's back. He's a quick little guy.
Yep,
they had last year. The one thing that they were lacking last year was point guard play, because they ended up having their shooting guard ended up have to bring the ball up and do it like the big lefty or whatever that could shoot it.
The Scobie is just something.
Yeah, him. Yeah. And so I don't know, Wisconsin? At Wisconsin though.
At Wisconsin.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
I was thinking that too.
My pick.
Tennessee by 10.
Stop. This guy, bro. Who are you, bro? This guy. So just for y'all listeners out there, everybody watching, like, it's early on the year, and I think they're not giving point spreads because it's so early in the year, and plus we're about 3 days away from the game, so they're not.
So like, just by us doing this, we might change some action up in Vegas. That's what I'm saying.
You ain't changing shit. Like, it's just get out your. Let's chill, bro. You getting crazy with this plus 10. That's fine. We gonna move on. I'm just gonna let it go. We're gonna see. I'm marking it down.
Right, mark it,
just to see how close you are. Okay. We both got Tennessee. In the first game, actually, I didn't say. Even though Arizona's good and I know Duke is solid, I am gonna pick, and it pains me. I'm gonna pick Duke at home.
Ooh.
To win.
I mean, that's not a bad pick at home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's early in the year, so I think they might squeak one out. Okay. But I wouldn't be opposed if they lost. I'm not gonna lie. All right.
Okay.
Game 3. San Diego State at BYU. Now, interesting about this thing. I saw San Diego State play, and they are long, they are physical, and they get after you. All right. BYU, Coach Pope over there is a good dude. He runs a good program. I think they're in a bit of a transition year, but he's always got them playing hard. Here's the thing: San Diego State has not played well at BYU the last couple of years. I think they've beaten them twice.
I mean, this even goes back to them Jimmer years. Like, San Diego State didn't play well against them when Jimmer was there too.
Right.
Like, that was
Yeah. So it's a good early season matchup with two pretty good teams. So what you got?
I mean, just off of what you said against Fullerton in that second half with San Diego State, that might be I don't know if that's enough, but I don't know enough about BYU, so I'm gonna have to go with San Diego State.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to. We both go on San Diego State.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than what you think, though. I think San Diego State will have to make.
You ain't gonna get no spread on this one, huh?
No. I'm gonna say San Diego State at 4. That's what I'm gonna say at 4. It's gonna be close. Yeah, San Diego State 4. Yeah,
+4. All right, that's that. I can see that. San Diego State got some dudes, man. Like Jaden Ledee is like a grown ass man. He looked like he could be in the NBA right now. And they got some really good guards. So
I mean, how many guys did they got coming back from last year's Final Four team?
They got Butler. They got Ledee. They got Trammell, who I don't think is playing. He didn't play last night, so I think he's coming back from injury. They got Parrish, a nice little lefty guard that's solid.
They got enough dudes back there.
They got dudes that have been through it. Like, so they should win this game, I think.
Okay.
So, all right, game 4, Texas A&M. Texas A&M is the 15th ranked team in the country, and they are traveling to Columbus to play Ohio State. Ohio State was like very disappointing last year. They had a lot going on. They had some injuries. I feel like this is going to be a bounce back year. So this is, I think, another really good early season matchup. I do not know I don't know about this one.
This might be the one that I don't know anything about. I just Texas A&M has Buzz. Buzz is there, right? Buzz Williams is still the coach at A&M.
Yeah, he's good too.
He's good. Yeah. I mean, just who's it? Who's the head coach at Ohio State now?
Chris Holtman.
Was it the guy that used to be a Butler?
Yeah, he's Chris Holtman.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's solid too, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ohio State.
All right. I'm gonna take some hell for this. I'm actually going to pick Texas A&M to win this game. I think it's early in the year. I think Ohio State is going to play well. I think it'll be like a one-possession game coming down to the last 2-3 minutes. But I feel like Texas A&M, they're going to pull it out. So
Ohio State 5.
Ohio State by 5? dude's just throwing out numbers, bro. Oh my gosh. All right, last game.
Last one.
We're gonna dip into the Big Sky. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna go Big Sky. We're gonna go Weber State. At St. Mary's. Okay. Now, St. Mary's, by a lot of people, is picked to win the West Coast Conference over Gonzaga. Okay.
And is Weber picked?
Weber State is gonna be good, and I'm telling you right now, anybody who doesn't know about this dude, better if they can tune into a Weber State game. They got a dude, Dylan Jones, 6'6", 6'7" forward. Dude can go. Like he's probably a pro. Like I'm assuming he's going to get drafted this coming year. He's a dude.
Like that.
Yes, he's a dude.
Hey, Weber does get those guys though, man. I remember back in the day, Jermaine Boyette, like he was a bucket getter. I mean, obviously they had games. You know about Dame.
Everybody knows Dame. Yep. So
is the game? So the game's at St. Mary's.
At St. Mary's. Yep.
Man, I gotta go upset. I gotta go Weber. Come on, just because of Big Sky, I gotta guess. You know, there's gotta get some love. I'm not a fan of Weber.
I'm disappointed in you, bro.
I'm not a fan of Weber. Listen, I'm gonna pick the upset. Hey, no. I'm picking Weber by 4.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Weber
he
4.
Says Weber step by 4. He going with Dylan Jones.
I mean, James Madison just fell apart. Not James Madison, but Michigan fell apart against James Madison at the end. This could be like these games early when you're playing against a team that's like a low major or like not a ranked, they can be trap games sometimes because you go in there thinking you're just supposed to win just because. Like obviously Michigan State just showed, right? Oh yeah, we just gonna give it to him and just let him go, right? And then it didn't go that way. So, I mean,
all right.
If it was Weber against anybody else, or I mean, if it's Weber against any other pack, I mean, a Big Sky, I'm picking the other one just because just Weber wasn't crazy about, Eastern wasn't crazy about, and Montana. We can
go on and on about that.
Man, we can go.
We ain't talking about no Grizzlies on here. They ain't getting a whole lot of pub on this job.
We ain't talking about that.
Shoot. Well, there it is. You got our picks for the week, and oh boy, what a hell of an end of the episode. We got some crazy ass pictures and Garnett thinking he in the mob in Vegas. What the hell is going on? So, hey y'all, we appreciate y'all. And again, like literally, here's the thing. We need y'all to actually get up on these podcasts and hit the like button, subscribe. Please do that. Like that's all we're asking. We know, we're new to the game and we trying to get our viewership open. Spread the word, please.
Right.
Pass it
Give
on
some
to
love.
somebody.
Shoot some love out.
Show some love. Show some love.
Show me some love.
But we'll be back next week. Hey, if we can do it, we're gonna try. We gonna try. Our schedules are busy, so like just bear with us. But we may try to mix in another episode a week if it's only for like 30 minutes. We may.
Right.
But like just give us time. In the meantime, we'll see you next week. We're gonna have that guest episode. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna keep doing this thing for y'all. So appreciate y'all, and be well. We'll see y'all here soon.
Like it, subscribe it, share it.
Share it.
Do all them things.
We'll see. Put that damn picture down, bro. Yo, alien. Oh man, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.